Previously on the Lineage of Moonreach. We went to the Tower of Law, and the rebels were trying to blow it up or something, and we foiled them there. Then we went to the Glass Amphitheater, and we ended up going through these tunnels that took us to the dungeons, where we believed that Pinwin's family was being kept, and from there through some tunnels that led to the dungeons, we gave a guy a concussion, and we found Pinwin's family and took them with us. Then we came to this room where Uthor the Undying was standing there waiting for us. The D20 Syndicate presents The Lineage of Moonreach.
Welcome back to the D20 Syndicate podcast. A weekly 5e actual play Dungeons and Dragons podcast. I am your host and DM, Seth. And around the table, we have our players.
I'm Billy, and I play Willem.
I'm Elijah, and I play Hirstag.
I'm Tomas, I play Tomas.
I'm Lindsey, and I play Pinwin.
And I'm Michaela, and I play Gorbel.
And
God damn it.
each week,
You do that so fast.
and
awesome.
each week we record for your listening pleasure. This is episode 67.
Hey!
You're always one off.
I
somehow.
know.
One direction.
Yeah,
Wasn't Star 67 what you dialed?
Star 69.
Well,
There
Star
was a
67
Star 67.
was to block your
block
call.
your
Yeah.
call.
Star 69 was to get to know who called you.
Yeah, so we're blocking your
redial,
calls
yeah.
today.
For the
Maybe.
two 19-year-old listeners, that's
Everyone,
what that is.
whoever's listening.
You remember back when phones were on walls and stuff? Yeah.
That was a weird time.
We had that much into our lives. Like we didn't get
Much.
like I was like 18 when I had a cell phone.
Yeah, I didn't have a cell
I
phone
was in my
until
20s.
I was like in my junior year of high school.
I was like 14. But I talked on the wall phone a lot, and I remember I would
Tomas, you
start to
cradle robber.
turn. I would start to turn, because I tend to, when I'm on the phone, just talk and move around. And by the end of the phone call, I'd be literally wrapped up with the whole phone cord all the way around me.
And then they'd have to cut me loose again, take me to the hospital.
Seth
was
and I
kind of
almost had a
fun, kinda
fight
nice.
at a wall phone once,
Yeah.
What?
We were shoving each other.
trying to
Why?
talk on the wall phone.
Yeah.
Like it's my turn.
Sounds so funny on the other side.
Just struggling.
You're all
It's my turn.
we didn't want to progress it to the point where it was an actual conflict, so we were both just aggressively shoving against each other.
We'll call you back.
Kind of pissed off.
All you need to do is put your ears right next to each other and then hold the phone right between you, and then you can both.
Oh shit!
They weren't comfortable.
Never
enough.
thought about it.
Goddamn, we don't share.
They weren't comfortable enough with their sexuality.
You guys,
to do that yet.
I took a course on conflict resolution, so
A 1 hour course.
Why are you
I was
the way
forced
that you
to
are?
do that. Maybe that's why I didn't pay attention.
Anyway,
Anger management classes.
They do not help. Court
It
ordered.
just pisses you off more.
Yeah, I left more mad than I.
just a burning fury in my
Left
heart.
much more abusive.
That's actually the day that I started my vandalism streak.
There's a problem with the system. This is not a political podcast.
Anyway, how about we do a... Oh, actually, we should shout out to our listeners. Let them know that we do have social media that you guys need to check out. We have a... Yeah. And did you guys not know?
First I've heard of it.
Well, Elijah, get ready for this.
I'm so ready.
We have a Facebook.
Oh shit! What do we post on there?
Oh, shit.
Bunch of dumb bullshit. We have an Instagram.
Wow.
Even more dumb shit on there.
We have a Twitter.
Oh,
We have a YouTube channel. And, believe it or not, we have a Skywriter on call. We also have a
what?
Patreon.
blown away. Wow. That's neat.
We don't have a WhatsApp
Not yet.
Or
What about a TikTok?
Christian
we
Mingle?
do have a Discord.
Christian
though.
Mingle.
No, it's
Plenty of
J-Date,
fish.
so-
Tinder?
Plenty of fish.
No one checks the Discord though. It's just one of our fans just keeps talking to himself.
No, well, one of us or one of our fans, like, one of
one
us
has
will
said
post,
anything.
and then like 3 weeks later, someone will respond to it, and then they'll post, and then one of us will respond 3
It's
weeks
slow
later.
going.
Yeah.
So
But-
it's more like the U.S. Postal Service.
But if,
like having a pen
if some
pal.
of you want to join in on the Patreon community, you can hop in on that Discord and add to the discussion. We have
Add to the
Yeah,
Discord.
We have
Brett
different-
is really lonely on that Discord. so
I think it's just Brett and Emmerich that are.
But he hasn't
I
said
posted
anything
screaming
in
into
a
the void.
long
I posted
time.
last.
yeah.
I was asking
Well,
about
yeah, he
video
didn't
content.
say anything because no one was there.
That's not true. I answered immediately because he asked, "Was
If a man
Pinwin
posts-
just singing Mbop?"
I don't even
and
know
I
if
was
we-
like, "Almost definitely." I have no recollection of this.
I don't even know if we
But-
gave Billy Discord access.
Not yet. No.
We should do
Every
He's
time we
still
talk
on a
about
trial
it,
He's the most
every time we
excited.
talk
He's like,
about
I
it,
got stuff to say.
yeah. Every time we talk about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll totally post on the fucking Discord.
Yep.
And then I'm like,
Upper
how do I?
Discord game.
How do
We haven't
We
had
can
our
show you.
final meeting
Do you
about
want,
it
do you
yet.
want us to show you today how to Discord?
That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
Also,
Tomas is just making decisions for the group.
the group
do
Discord.
you want to show him how to Discord,
I wouldn't
Michaela?
mind
thought
The
we were
person who's
allowing
never
him
Discorded before?
If a man posts alone in a Discord, is there
Yes.
actually a post?
Yep.
If you shit in the woods, does the beaver hear it if he's in the dam?
And does the Pope consent to this?
Wouldn't it be
Probably
funny
not.
if like
I don't think the Pope
An-
would sign
yeah,
off
an
on anything.
that's in the
action
Bible.
wouldn't it be
Bible.
Wouldn't it be funny
That's
if an
Lucidius
action tense
3-4.
of the word disco was Discord? Yeah, I Discord.
I'm discording up and down this dance floor.
I Discord hard.
Another thing I want to bring up
I like
is
it.
our,
So ready
our
to
email, our email address. We
Those of
usually-
you who have been emailing us frantically.
Well, I mean, people
We don't
don't
check
think
that
about it
shit.
very often, but if you guys do have questions you want to ask about the show, like our plans for the show, where we're taking it, you can send us an email anytime. Even if it's a suggestion for a campfire question, we usually use our patrons' questions, but if it's a good one, we'll use it.
Correct.
Our email address sucks, so that's fun, but it's D20 Syndicate, but it's spelled out all the way.
Yeah. DTWENTY
Ugh,
Syndicate.
who did that?
We had to because D20 Syndicate was already taken, which I'm pretty sure was,
Was us.
in high school.
It was probably Seth, and he forgot his password.
Yeah.
And it's just
Or Tom? Should somebody reach out to Tom?
Yeah, it was
Maybe.
probably him.
But,
Anyway,
yeah.
Stupid.
Email us.
it's been all.
We need
that's
to
how
figure out a new email.
It's been that way for
It's
a
like
year.
the second coming of Matchbox 20 when they had to drop the numbers for some reason and then started spelling
If
it
you
out.
cared from the start, none of this would have ever happened. Sorry, it was Rorschaching.
Whoa.
Anyway, let's do an around the campfire question.
Okay.
Thank the maker.
All right, here will be an interesting one. Hopefully,
It's just not.
That's way not interesting.
you guys are like,
Hopefully.
boo.
Worst question.
If so, the question will be: if the person to your left and the person to your right were, how did I put this? We're both telling your character two different versions of the truth. Who would your character believe?
What?
Oh, easy.
All right,
Wait,
This is
the person
extremely
or the
hard.
character?
The
This
character.
is
the character. Why would I ask you about the person?
said person.
There's no Lindsey is a
Okay,
liar.
so
though.
Hirstag is in the campfire room, and there aren't people next to him.
Wait, why is there a
This
campfire in the
is
room?
objective.
Go outside.
Have I ever asked a
It's
question?
our private interview room,
A
one-on-one.
confessional booth.
Elijah,
The person you're
suspend your disbelief.
yeah, just
I'm there, and I cannot see any people.
He's too into his character right now.
Okay,
I'm
Hirstag.
way
don't be.
too
Step
into
back
the
to
role
step
playing.
why must this be so difficult every time? Why are there always appends to the campfire questions? Wait.
We need to change our slogan from "We go on adventures so you don't have to" why does it have to be so difficult every time?
Yeah, every fucking time we have to bring in the team that worked on the interstellar physics to explain what the fuck is going on.
Donald Glover's there for
You
some
are
reason.
you are both in character and at this table. That's how this works. Shut the fuck up and answer the
So
question.
I'm Hirstag now.
But you're
at a
sitting next to
table.
Willem and Tomar, and then you get up and you go answer your question. How does that work?
Okay.
That will suffice.
This makes sense now.
Kill me. Kill
Okay.
Me, kill me.
But you remember in your character's brain, your character's brain, not your person brain, your character's brain, in which position they were sitting in relation to your orientation, left and right.
Okay.
Relation to the orientation.
So mine
Junction.
are. I have to choose between Tomar and Willem.
It's not your turn. Pinwin. Tomar and Gorbel are telling you two different versions of the truth. Who are you more likely to believe?
The famous liar or the brutally honest one?
Honestly, I mean, I thought about it, and both of them have been so honest with me, I think I believe them both.
Even if
Lindsey wouldn't.
But there's
potentially,
two
but
versions.
I
you're
would
not there.
Sorry.
Let
Okay,
Pinwin
sorry.
answer how Pinwin's going to
Damn it.
answer.
I was
that's
role playing
true.
at the table now.
yeah.
How would Pinwin answer that question? Is you're in character?
Well, I mean, there's always two sides to a story, so maybe they're both right. And I think that's kind of, that's probably where it'd go.
Very diplomatic response.
Pinwin a Libra?
Very balanced. No, Pinwin would probably be like a Gemini or a Taurus, but summer baby.
Makes me
maybe a
feel
Leo.
fine.
Gorbel.
I was thinking it too.
You are sitting with Pinwin on your right and Willem on your left. They're both telling you different versions of the truth. Who are you more likely to believe?
Well, I would take
I feel like this is easy for everyone except me.
one
It would be real bad if I had to
extreme.
answer it.
I would take one extreme and the other extreme, and then just work my way to the dead center, and that's what I would believe.
So neither. Sorry. I'm
Neither
not there.
and both.
Nobody is answering the question
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Who would you be more likely to believe?
Y'all are giving some.
God, neither of them.
But if you had to choose, if there was a crossbow to your head,
Oh, Pinwin, don't hate me.
Seriously?
I'm shocked.
That's wrong.
Interesting.
He lies all the time.
Yeah, but
What the fuck are you talking about?
You're like, I'm gonna roll deception. I'm gonna go
None
up
of
to
you
this
are
guy
in
and I'm
this-
gonna lie to him.
none of you are in this room.
Pinwin's like,
I
I
thought
can't
we were
even.
sitting at a
I can't
table.
even. Like it was a plot point that Pinwin
Well, I
couldn't
think-
even lie.
see,
Like
I-
he had to spill the beans.
Let Gorbel answer the question.
I think that it would completely depend on what the story was about. But
Hit me
you're
with it.
saying there is a crossbow to my head in that situation.
Sounds like
you have
Pinwin's
to.
trying to
You have to decide
persuade you.
who's
I would
telling.
slap the crossbow away.
I was saying like gun to your head. You have to choose.
I would eat the
crossbow
gun.
to your head. There's not an actual crossbow to your head in this scenario. I'm saying
Well, it's still
you have to
completely.
choose.
It still completely depends on what the story is about.
Remember when
Because
Seth said this
they
was
are
a good
both-
question?
They are both two extremes.
So
This is a bad
who are you more
question,
likely
Seth.
to answer? Believe?
Why can I?
question.
Why can't I use my original explanation,
Well-
where I would take pieces of both and come up with my own truth?
They're not telling you two sides of a story. He says, "Who are you most likely to believe?"
Yes,
Honest.
They're telling
their
you-
honesty.
two different versions.
I would. God.
Pinwin's trusting, so
Then
I still stand
probably-
by people.
Probably Pinwin, because you took all the fun out of answering this.
Aw.
Fair enough. All right, Willem, Hirstag, and Gorbel.
Gorbel.
You're more likely to believe Gorbel.
Absolutely. I've known Gorbel way longer.
He has a tendency of leaving out some interesting details.
Yeah. I have all of my conversations that I've ever had with Hirstag, I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I would much more rather get my information from Gorbel, someone who I've known my entire life and trust with my life, as opposed to this person who I've only recently met and have had very little actual, like, meaningful conversation with.
Ooh, I'm glad Hirstag isn't in the room.
Well, and
So Willem hates Hirstag. All right,
I don't hate. Wow.
I'm kidding. Hirstag.
Never mind. I trust them both.
I get Meek. I would get why you would say Willem, because Pinwin wouldn't get straight to the point. If you really
She
did have a
didn't say
crossbow
Willem.
to
If
your
there
head,
was a crossbow to my head and
You
it was
shouldn't
that
pick
and that was
Pinwin
the
then.
situation,
Pin would be like, oh my god, oh my god.
We're all having vastly
he
different
wants to-
interpretations of what this question means.
I thought it was pretty cut and dry.
I thought you
don't
were
think we are.
implying who's most likely to lie about something.
No, just
and who's more
if-
likely to be trustworthy.
Well, it's your.
No.
I guess it is technically your interpretation of it, but
Are
mine
you
was.
saying no? You didn't ask the question.
Mine was. They're both telling you two different versions
Of the same story?
of the same story of a
really
truth.
sharp. Huck it.
They're
Let's see
basically
what
they.
happens.
I don't want to actually
They're
hurt you.
similar.
I want to roll the dice.
I'm gonna pick a new question.
No,
no,
I
do it.
liked it. I liked it.
Yeah,
This
we're
was a
almost
good
done.
question.
I liked it.
It's not.
Let's keep it.
No, I mean, we're almost all the way through. Let's do it.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of editing.
God, this is such a
No,
fun-
it's gonna
everybody's
be fun.
doing a lot
We're
of
Let's just
keeping
leave
it
it.
all.
Let's just
We're
leave
keeping
it.
it all.
Leave it.
I'm just leaving
Great.
this all in.
Okay,
Especially that.
Hirstag. You have Tomar telling you one truth and Willem telling you another. Who are you going to believe?
Well, Tomar,
Why?
Because of Jesus.
because I don't trust Willem.
That's valid. That's valid.
Tomar. Hirstag and Pinwin are both telling you different truths.
How are they different, though?
They're completely different stories.
So one of them is lying
No,
Or they both are.
Different versions of the
because
truth.
neither of them would lie. They would just be misinformed.
here's how I.
So then it'd be who's more misinformed.
Here's okay. Let me
than the other
clarify.
one?
Let me clarify. It doesn't. I'm not implying that someone's lying. There is a reason. Imagine this scenario happened. Don't try to figure out whether they would both be lying. There is a reason. They're both saying two different things about maybe an event that happened. Whose version are you more likely to believe?
Aside, here's how I'm interpreting this question. In like TV tropes, like when there's a bottle episode and there are multiple characters and they're all giving their testimony of the same event, and each one is slightly altered, like the King of the Hill episode where they're in the fire station and each one is slightly altered to favor how they look, that sort of thing. Like it's the same event, but there are certain details that are just slightly different.
We'd be really funny on trial.
I think either of them would be very bad at relaying the pertinent information that I need.
It's true.
It's very hard because Pin would go off on some tangent about something unimportant, and then Hirstag would have just completely not seen something important. Neither. Neither of them. Maybe Hirstag just because he can like do dreamy stuff, and I don't know.
And Jesus.
Why do you keep saying Jesus?
We're Craig. Because they're Craig buddies.
Oh,
Jesus Craig.
Jesus Craig.
That is not Jesus.
Because they're Jesus.
I think,
Pronounce Jesus.
I think you should just.
Better than Jesus.
I think you should just ask Workerag what happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask either of them for the correct thing anyway. I would divine it from some other means.
Yeah.
just sniffing the air. You're both lying.
That was a terrible campfire question.
I tried to back it up, but everybody made me continue to ask.
It was fun, and now
was
I'm
good.
picturing us on trial, and that's funny.
I think the listeners will enjoy it.
I hope so.
I don't.
I don't know who's listening.
Nobody now.
It's so confusing.
after that shit.
All right, let's get started. So, you guys are in a chamber in the dungeons. It's a very ornate chamber, as I described it. Built for the purpose you could imagine.
I do want to elaborate on it a little more because I do think I do think propensity for lying would influence whether or not you would believe that person. Because
So, if two honest people are telling you two different things, who do you believe?
that's what's tricky.
It's
but
very-
if I was sitting between Gorbel and Pinwin, Gorbel would obviously lie to me. Is way more likely to lie
that's
to me
not,
than Pinwin.
That's
is.
not who you're sitting between.
But that's
I know. I'm just saying that's what makes it an interesting.
it's
question.
really tough to go off that though, because while I do lie to a lot of other people, I never lie within the group.
Yes, you do.
To you?
Yes.
When?
Yeah, tunnel.
Yeah,
Tunnel.
just a,
I don't. I've never even been in that tunnel.
Reading.
I don't know why you guys give me such a hard time about reading. He's harassing
She's
me.
such a good reader.
She got the presidential award in 5th grade for reading comprehension.
Okay, so now you guys, unless you want to elaborate some more on your campfire question that you apparently
I do. No, I'm
Back
kidding.
in.
I'm kidding.
All right,
I love you guys.
Love you.
fuck all of you.
This is
Here we
hearing
go.
us apart.
The one thing. So yeah, you guys are in this chamber. It's like, as I've described it, ornate. It was built, you can discern based on looking around you that it was probably intended for like special prisoners, VIP prisoners, someone maybe someone who's like they're a ward as opposed to like an actual prisoner, like they have to be there, but they're gonna still get some creature comforts.
Alan
like-
Iverson.
In a Nicole Smith cell.
Yeah, essentially, it's like a white collar version of the dungeons. And standing in front of a door is the bald pate, smiling form of Uthor, the Undying.
Knowing our past and how it's kind of wavered as far as like, do we trust this guy or whatever, I'm going to interpose myself between the Dingleroots and Uthor and stand cautiously.
I shall do the same.
Okay, what's everybody else doing?
Hi, Uthor.
He kind of takes a tentative step forward and he like looks at the group. You are all very. There's a lot more of you than there were before.
Yep. Right now.
What are you doing down in the dungeons?
What are you doing down in the dungeons?
I am performing a vigil.
Who's Weejel? Answer me!
I am performing a vigil for the king.
You know where the king is?
Yes, he's beyond this door.
Is he dead or in a coma or something?
He's dead.
What? Why?
Can we see him?
The child?
The young boy king, yes, he's dead.
How?
Who killed him?
The council sent mages in here, and when they left, he was dead.
Couch people.
Were you watching
I'm
guard
sorry.
and you just let them in?
I was not here. I found out about it, and I am performing the vigil now.
Can we go in and inspect the body and stuff?
I cannot allow that right now.
Why are you being such an asshole, Uthor?
I am not being an asshole. I am protecting the last king.
Well, we could revive the last
We need
king.
to
He's already
bring him
dead.
back because it's
Willem,
kind of important that he
you gotta have
is
faith,
alive.
man. We need to see the body.
Do you have a pamphlet that I could peruse?
What's a pamphlet?
Okay.
I cannot allow that.
Uthor, why did they kill him?
I do not know. I just know that they came, and when they left, he was dead. And now I stand here, and I will continue to stand here.
Until what?
Uthor,
why would
I'm
we-
sorry, buddy, but you're not going to be able to stop us from reviving him. So you might as well just get out of the way.
Is there a reason that you don't want him revived?
There is no reason
We're going to bring him back.
except for the fact that I do not believe that he can be revived. It is
Says
not,
the guy who's called the Undying.
Well, why not try?
who
So if you-
knows better about defying death than me.
So if we can't do it, no harm, no foul. And if we can, great, right?
Might as well try.
As a member of the Crownsguard, the last member of the Crownsguard, I am the only one who can stand this vigil.
We're not
I'm
asking,
Somebody grab this guy.
Hey, okay.
we're not
Uthor,
asking to stand
Uthor.
in your stead for this vigil.
Just
We're
stone
asking
shape
to
him
let
into
us.
the wall or something.
Yeah, we're just asking to
I'm
try
not
and bring the
asking
king back.
you to stand vigil. I'm saying there are certain rituals that must be performed.
Is it a door?
Are you
It is
trying to
a-
bring him back?
I am not.
So
Why not?
what is this vigil? What are you doing?
Traditionally, if you guys would stop interrupting me, I could explain it. Traditionally, the Crownsguard vigil is done for 7 days after the death of a king. Sometimes he may return if you stand the vigil. So I will stand here for 7 days.
Well, let's move you to a safer place. How about that?
Do you not understand? He is behind the door. He cannot move.
We will move him.
You cannot move him. This is not how it's done.
In 7 days, there could be a lot of changes to the city, to our predicament.
Yeah, obviously he was killed by the council, so
is-
we don't want the council to take over. So move
You
aside.
standing here like this, no matter what kind of vigil it is, it's probably not going to work. You're not going to be able to just
It's
stand
a
there
dumb
for 7
plan,
days.
Uthor.
It
You
has
can't
worked.
fuck with mages.
It has worked in the past.
I get the tradition, but this is kind of an unusual circumstance, wouldn't you say?
You're
Yeah.
cute, but you're dumb, Uthor.
Can I roll something to try to tell what kind of vigil he's talking about, if it's like magical or something?
Give me a history check.
I'm going to inspect the door with mine eyes.
My
Perception
specialize.
check.
That is a 19.
Ooh, that was a bad roll.
Anybody
I only
else?
have a +1.
Anybody else going to try to do anything skill based?
I'm going to shift uncomfortably because I have to pee.
I have 12 perception.
Well, I mean, would it really matter if you're doing your thing and we let you keep doing your thing, but then we just add another thing to try to bring him back? Wouldn't that kind of be good?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, let me
Pinwin.
hear my history check.
Oh, I was asking if anybody else wanted to do a skill check.
Oh.
Or Gorbel can do a perception check. She won't see shit.
Oh, yeah?
Let's
Go
do
ahead.
this.
Do it.
Yes, 1.
Prove me
please,
wrong.
Please, please, please.
What are we percepting?
The door to see if
Well,
it's
you don't.
like-
You don't have
Well,
to.
I mean, do what you want.
That was
I
just a
mean,
joke.
That's what
Yeah.
I was doing.
I mean,
Okay.
it'd be good to look at the door. I'm sorry.
Okay, now I will respond one at a time here. Let me pull this up. Okay, so you have heard about this vigil. You can't remember exactly which Gustav it was, but one of the King Gustavs was he died, and then the Crownsguard had a vigil for him. They were told that powerful magic in the blood of the lineage could be activated if a ritual vigil was performed, and then after 7 days, the king came back to life.
It's a ritual vigil.
And now, that seems to be as you can tell, this tradition has, lasted several hundred years now,
He was the only one that came back.
so far.
Wow, what a stupid vigil. Anyway, 12 on the door.
Success rate, not really batting 1,000 there.
You only have to be successful once.
I got 32 on the door.
Tell that to the other Gustavs that didn't come back.
So 19 on the door,
12.
12 on the door.
The first vigil, somebody was eating a Twix, and they forgot that detail, and ever since it hasn't worked.
Yeah,
That's the missing
Something's off.
ingredient. But only the left one.
Yeah.
There you go.
So 12 on the door. It is a very masterfully crafted door.
Move on to Pinwin. Pinwin got 32 on the door.
Don't tell me who to move on to. I'm telling you what you see. But it doesn't appear to be magical.
I see a door.
You see a door, a very nice door.
Okay.
A sealed door?
Is it dwarven?
IKEA?
Is it dwarven stonework?
It is not.
Is it stone?
It's a door?
The door? The door is not stone, no.
Oh, okay.
Idiot.
I just like stone
No, I'm
doors.
kidding.
It's a wooden
I'm a
door.
dwarf.
He looked at you like you were
He's
stupid
a
when you asked.
dwarf.
It's just a door.
Pinwin, you see the exact
very
same
nice.
thing as Tomar. It is a wooden door, very nicely made, but it doesn't appear to be magical from your perception.
Let's open the door.
Okay, so yeah, I've heard of this vigil. So what, Uthor, what is it? Does it require that he stay in that spot?
Are you asking him in character?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, the king must not be moved, and those performing the vigil must not move.
So if somebody went up to the door and opened it, you couldn't stop them.
But
I could stop them.
no,
No one-
they're-
I could way stop them.
Hey,
No one can enter the room. I must stay here in front of the door.
But if we don't move the body, isn't that technically okay?
What?
If I mean, you just said that you aren't supposed to move and the king's not supposed to move. But if we came in there, we wouldn't have to move him. He'd just kind of...
Give me a perception. Persuasion.
Guidance.
What happens? What happens with guidance?
D4.
Add a D4.
Oh, that's good news.
Smack him on the head.
Yeah, guys, when you make skill checks, try to remember to wait for us to do guidance.
Try to remember to cast guidance?
Yeah, so give it
Do a skill check?
Give it a second.
15.
If you can remember.
15?
Yes.
He seems to be considering your words, Pinwin. Like, he's letting it ruminate.
Uthor, it doesn't sound like this has consistently worked in the past. And I think we have some very pressing issues here. It's very concerning that the council killed this little boy.
How many days into the vigil are you?
2.
Oh, jeez. We can't wait that long.
You must be so tired.
And I think we need to get in there to stop whatever is going to happen.
Give me a persuasion check. Persuasion roll.
Remember what you said in case we interrupted it. Because the persuasion check will be bullshit if... Like, what did you say? What was your point that you were trying to
To let us
convince him
in.
Huh?
To let us through. 34.
That's very persuasive.
Yeah.
He's kind of thinking to himself, the issue that I am arriving at, as much as I like all of you and believe that you think that it is something that you could achieve, if it does not work, then the ritual has failed and I cannot begin the vigil again, and it will all be for nothing, and I will have lost any chance of bringing back the king. If I am not a Crownsguard, then I am nothing. I am the last Crownsguard.
Hirstag and I have real magic that can bring people back from the dead. Like, literally. You don't have to rely on a ritual that probably won't work anyway.
That makes me uncomfortable.
We are talking
Sorry?
world-ending.
You're just wasting your time right now when you could be helping us restore the king back to his seat of power.
So coming from somebody who doesn't have a lot of knowledge about this ritual this vigil that you're trying to do, it sounds like we have the same end goal. However, yours is wait 7 days and it might happen, probably not given past experience. And ours is let's see if we can make it happen right now. All we're doing is expediting this process.
Also, it wouldn't stop your ritual, right? Why would it stop it? Would it stop
As long
it?
as you don't move the body, I would assume.
It'd be if you stopped doing the ritual, that would stop it. Like if you tried to cast this other thing.
What if we
We're
went? What
different
if we went in there without opening the door?
You've been trying to say something. What were you going to say?
So, Uthor, you're a Crownsguard, and you will always be that. Nobody is going to take that away from you. And then I give him a little flex.
Bardic inspiration?
For what?
Hey, it worked real well on the rock monster.
Everyone give me a persuasion roll.
Now he's going to have like
Baby
plus
dice.
against our persuasion rolls.
I wasn't really persuading. I was trying to get information.
Okay. Everyone but Hirstag.
31.
25.
24.
I rolled a natural 1.
Guidance. You don't automatically fail. What's your persuasion?
So, I mean, with my rogue ability, the
Reliable talent.
reliable talent,
It'll automatically adjust here.
Reliable talent.
Oh,
You have to treat it as a 10.
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, 15.
Okay. So, Uthor kind of, he was kind of resting his hands on the pommel of his blade as it was like stabbed in front of him on the ground.
Like Heimdall.
Yeah, and he kind of relaxes a little bit.
Shoot him!
He's doing something.
Counterspell. Dick rip.
Wow, that's weirdly appropriate. Sorry, I'll explain next episode.
If this does not work,
Is he a eunuch?
No, not him.
If it does not work, we will have wasted our last shot. There are no other members of the royal family left alive. If this doesn't work, then that is bad for us all.
This will
All right.
definitely work.
What about
let's figure out.
What about the stone?
Okay, let's think here.
What's stone?
Let's talk it out.
Hold on, shut up for a sec. There was a construct in one of those cells down the hallway, and his stone was missing. That was Prince Othis.
What?
Pay attention.
I'm trying to pay attention, but you're speaking
Prince
nonsense.
Othis.
Is a stone?
His consciousness was in a stone that was powering that construct down the hallway.
In the back of his head.
And he was apprehended along with a chicken wizard. Pay attention.
Jennifer.
But somebody took the stone out. Somebody who might know the magic of the stone.
And we think it was a sentient avocado.
The chicken wizard, you say?
We live in a magical fantasy game.
You are getting
We are all
spicy.
real humans at a table.
This is all just the Matrix.
You've been living a lie, Uthor.
I have seen this chicken wizard
Where?
in the throne room,
Doing what?
Being eaten.
Groaning.
trapped in a magical sphere.
Is she
Oh.
okay?
I mean, that's where...
Yeah, that's where I saw her.
I think okay would be a, how do you say, it's a
Overstatement.
overstatement.
When was this?
An Othis statement.
Like, last I saw was maybe a week ago, but I haven't been up there since.
Were they doing bad things
Aren't
to
you
her?
a Kingsguard?
I'm a Crownsguard, yes.
Why weren't you up there?
I was on orders from the council.
You should probably
I-
stop taking orders from the council.
I am very upset with them because while I was away, this happened.
I will write them a curt email. I did not get my bonus this year.
But if I spent my entire life reflecting on the things that I have done wrong, I wouldn't get anywhere. So I can only move forward.
All right.
That's
Uthor. So the body can't be moved.
Correct.
Why do you feel that a resurrection spell of some kind would not work on the king?
I do not know what those mages did. I don't know. It seems too easy to me if a group such as you that they know would likely be coming would show up. It seems far too easy that they would just allow you to revive the king.
The ability to bring people back from the dead
It's-
isn't a common ability.
No.
Like,
They probably
other than
don't
Hirstag
know.
and myself, I don't know of anyone who has that ability.
But them being the council, they probably know our abilities and what we can and can't do. What if, and hear
How
me
mu-
out, what if we let Uthor continue his vigil, and in the meantime, we go after the council?
How much could we know? How much could the council know about what Hirstag is? He's only been in our company for like 2 weeks.
Before that, I was living in the woods.
He said proudly.
And before that, I didn't have my cleric powers. Like, they've been gone for over a year. And back then, I wasn't able to restore anyone's life.
Yeah, but at one point, weren't they able to foresee where you guys would go and have mayhem waiting for you at your arrival?
It sounds like perhaps you have a mole among you.
What?
I look at my body.
I just got him checked.
I just got one lanced.
I mean, that's possible.
He said suspiciously. He who smelt it dealt it.
You must understand that this is the ritual. This is the only way I've known to bring someone back, and it is, as you've mentioned, not guaranteed. But there is a precedent, and I felt that as the last Crownsguard, I could not do the king a disservice.
Just come on, man.
So
you-
you're
Just do it. Just
Do
let
you
us get
feel-
into there, and then we can do this.
Do you
and then-
feel that this will interrupt your ritual?
I am worried that
We
it
don't need to
will.
move the body.
It sounds like we all have the same kind of end goal here. But, sidebar with my folks over here for a second, Uthor. If we do end up reviving the boy king right now, what are we going to do with him while we deal with, like, the other shit going on?
Could Uthor protect
Should
him?
maybe we
Would we try-
let him, guard him for a while and then do our other shit.
That's what I was thinking.
And I kind of agree with that.
Okay.
I have a thought. We want to come back here quickly. We also want to drop Pinwin's family off back at Shadeholm so they're not in danger.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Well,
But also,
I mean,
Shadeholm is
occupied. Yeah.
But
Oh,
but we could free that up. Together, we could take out.
Yeah, they
the
weren't very
Inquisition,
smart.
That
guards.
sounds like a plan to me.
and then we can come back once Pinwin's family's safe, and then deal with the king.
Yeah,
but then
we got a lot of irons in the
because
fire right now.
we can't. We'll want the king alive if we're going to deal with the council and supplanting them. So if we can do that first, then that would make sense. We have to come back here anyway to deal with the ziggurat, and Telmar's like waving his fingers like in other directions.
I feel like there's so much to do, and it is like almost impossible
It's
to
a lot.
prioritize
All right.
it, right?
Is there a way? Is there a
but
way
we have
can?
an airship now, so
I have a way that we could get out of here from this room. The question
we're not
is,
really trapped or anything. So
Is it the
I
door?
mean, instantly, so there's no danger to the Dingleroots or the king.
I'm listening.
But we need to know that casting the spell isn't going to interrupt the ritual if that's the only way that he can come back.
What is the nature of the spell?
What?
What is the nature of the spell?
What spell?
You just said the spell won't interrupt the ritual.
You mean like the spell that can get us out of here?
Yeah.
It's called transport via plants.
I look around and in the
Okay,
dungeon. Is
yeah.
there a plant in here?
There's not.
So Leothandria gave me this little acorn that
Are you holding it?
yeah, I pulled it out. This was me holding it.
What's it look like?
It's like a little blue acorn.
Is it like glowy or anything?
No, not really. It looks almost like it's been painted.
googly eyes on it.
It has the word acorn written in marker.
The R is backwards.
I was just gonna say the C is backwards. Yeah.
But yeah, if I toss this little guy, a tree will grow wherever I am.
Oh.
We could use that to return here.
Oh. That is a
Advantageous.
useful acorn.
But I need to be sure that, you know, if this is the only way to revive him, that, you know, casting. Because what I'm thinking is we try to resurrect him, you know, here.
Yeah, but not right now.
What do you mean?
So you have this magic acorn. You don't want to interfere with the ritual. Let's just put a tree in one of the cells. Then it won't necessarily be obvious to anyone walking down the hall that there's a tree in there.
As soon as we leave, Uthor
I
just goes in
have-
and chops it down.
A feeling that it's going to be a really big tree.
Why?
I just have a feeling.
Is
Look
there
at the
another
size of that corn?
Is there
It
another
is a
really big
magical
room that we were
blue
in
acorn.
recently that's relatively nearby?
The biggest place you guys were in, other than this room, was like the glass amphitheater, like dressing room.
Like not as big as that.
No, it's been pretty like cramped and small for the most part. It is a dungeon, so this has been like an anomaly here.
Fuck it, huck it in the corner.
Well, could it break the dungeon and make it all fall down?
I don't know.
It possibly could.
Maybe we
Uthor
just step outside.
kind of leans
to
forward.
Do it?
Can you tell me a little bit more about? You said Prince Orthus is in a storm. Will you elaborate a little bit?
I feel like I already told you all that stuff.
Have you
we
seen a
moved on,
stone?
Uthor. We're talking about this magic acorn over here.
I wonder.
We huddled over here. We said, hold on a second. Just give us some time, man. Like, you're just waiting there anyway.
But have
Very
you
well.
seen
Just
a
chill out,
stone?
Very
Chill out, dude.
Have you
And he
seen a
goes
stone?
back to like resting on his
But
blade.
keep your question in mind. It's a good question.
We're not taking
We have a
questions right
pin in
now.
it right now, then we'll come back to it, okay?
Put an acorn in it.
We'll take audience participation later.
I definitely think using the tree is perfect because we can come back and we won't have to sneak into the city. We can come right back here. And then
I wonder if Leothandria would, you know, because this is from her. I wonder if
you could speak to her.
Would she be offended if you hucked it in a dungeon? Is that what you're
No,
thinking?
I'm just wondering if she would give me this if, the tree would, like,
Be a
wreck the
bitch
dungeon
tree.
and destroy us all. Like, I feel like she would protect us.
Maybe you could use one of your spells to control how it grows.
It's interesting. I would have to be fast. I don't really have a...
Do you want me to throw it? And then you can get ready?
No, I want to throw it.
Cast horticulturalist.
I don't really have a spell that could do that, but maybe I could manipulate
Cast
plant
botany at a
growth.
9th level.
What do you think?
I think anything's worth a try.
Like maybe if I make a roll with...
I'd do it. It would be an
Plant growth.
Arcana check, and then your spell, and then it would also depend probably on the actual like velocity and where you placed it.
That's like if you went to throw it and you went like,
Just dropped it right at your feet.
yeah.
I'm not very athletic.
Whoops.
We could try it.
He accidentally falls forward and it goes down his throat. That's the end of Hirstag.
And the start of her street.
Stop hanging out with Tomas so much.
I did this. I'm the start of
I'm
this.
literally shackled to him by law.
He traded 3 goats for me.
I'm pretty sure I was punning before you were punning, right?
Anyway, let's get back to it. What were you saying, Hirstag?
Tree.
I could attempt it. Maybe if someone else could help me. I know you're all magical, very magical. Do you have anything that could...
Willem just kind of looks around.
What sort of help are we talking about?
I don't know. Do you have any spells that could maybe control this thing?
To control it? I don't know about controlling.
I took agriculture as an elective in my junior year.
I could probably use creation to manipulate the stone around the tree. Maybe make it easier for it to grow without damaging the structure of the building.
Use my mage hand to slap it. Just give it a few slaps. That's what I got.
Do you think the tree would destroy the stone, or do you think the stone would keep the tree and like make
Contain
it grow
it?
kind of
Hinder the growth.
Fat.
Fat
Instead of tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like push the
Or
branches
does it
down.
suddenly burst through?
Interesting.
Or could
Can I
this-
roll a nature check to tell if the tree would just grow really quickly and kind of shape around the stone?
Not knowing the true nature of the tree through the acorn, no. But do you have stone cunning?
Maybe
I
we
do.
shouldn't gamble.
You could
this.
probably... Okay.
Let me you check out the stonework around us. If you'll allow me, let me check out the acorn and see if I can discern anything from it.
Interesting.
I feel like maybe we shouldn't gamble since the king's in here. I'm thinking about it. Like, do you remember when we were
Yeah.
like
Just
that time
fucking-
where all the shit melted and then
Pinwin.
it was
Ugh.
really bad?
I hear you, man.
That
He's
was
gonna know.
Lindsey.
Oh. Why are you talking
I'm
out of
sorry.
character? Shut up
I
then.
wasn't dying.
Never
Well,
mind.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Shut up, you 3 goats worth of a person.
Not even 3 goats.
Do you
3.5.
2 goats and a turtle.
Do you think we could send a message to Leothandria and maybe get a little info, some instructions?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, I do.
I know a
think
guy
that.
who can message.
Message. You mean sending?
Sending messages.
Leothandria is a sentient being. That would be...
So you've got like her number or address or whatever, right?
Yeah.
We Skype
You've met-
on occasion.
You've met Leothandria.
And it says the creature gets it, so it doesn't.
I'm just
it's not
holding out.
exclusively
I still
human.
got it. I'm just like waiting for you guys to deliberate.
Hi, it's Pinwin.
Good roll,
Hold on.
Billy.
Pinwin, do you have very many spells left?
For sending? No, unless I can do that at
I can
higher
also
level.
do it.
Fancy. I know
And
2 guys.
I might be able to articulate the message better.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
Hey. Yeah.
Pineapple. I don't know. It's up to you. What do you want to ask the tree?
First of all, it's Leithondria.
I mean, your surrogate mother.
Just ask her if this acorn will,
Is it bendy as a tree, or is it very strong?
Can we
Yeah.
get Can we get stats on the tree? Can we discern?
Is this tree
Height.
gonna be huge?
will the tree take a form that I choose? Will it? Yeah.
Are you casting Identify?
And would it
Not
ruin
yet.
a building? Maybe if you got
I'm holding out.
time.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I find a quiet corner of the room and I sit down.
Make poopy.
Close my eyes. I'm not Aster.
He just looks like he's making poopy when he does that stuff.
He's got a kind of a default poop face.
And I reach out to
Resting poop face.
That's what I just was thinking.
And you reach out.
to Leithondria
Okay.
and I say, Leithondria, I've got Hirstag here, and he has a way to get us quickly to safety. How do we wield the acorn?
3 left.
Safely.
How big is?
Okay, thanks, bye.
How big is?
Wait, you only have 10
Safely
words?
And control it.
in a dungeon.
25. That was way more than 10 words. Safely and control it. Okay. And when you cast this spell, what appears to send this message?
I feel like a line in the earth goes down, like a glowing line, and goes down into the roots of the earth, and goes so far that it goes down into the earth's core or something, mingles with the lava, comes back up, like travels along the veins of the earth or whatever.
Okay,
like
so
smelting in a forge, kind
Sure.
of.
That's
Cool.
So
That is cool.
Tomar, you guys watch him, kind of mumbling under his breath, and then you see this light drop into the earth and like almost like lightning bolts, and then get absorbed by the earth.
sick.
And a few moments later, you receive a message, Tomar, and it says, "Do not use the acorn for anything other than to protect yourselves."
Okay. Well, no.
She said not to use the acorn for other than anything than to protect ourselves.
Other for than anything.
That part was
She's a
little
tree,
hazy.
man.
It was coming through weird. I mean, that does protect us. We're protecting Pinwin's family.
That
that's
makes me
stretching
feel
it.
like she's saying that isn't a good idea.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, she doesn't know. I mean, I didn't explain the full extent of where.
I don't
what we're
think we
doing.
should gamble the king is here. It just doesn't seem. And if Leithondria is not like giving us a thumbs up, then maybe wait a second.
Throw it at Uthor.
Well,
Willem, are you gonna identify it? Because I can. If you don't,
Yeah, I mean,
That means chop chop.
don't try to steal his thunder.
no, that's cool. It sounds like we shouldn't use it for this purpose.
I want to know the full extent
But
of
yeah, that would
how
be
it
nice
works
to know.
in case we like. Even for protection, that could mean anything too.
I'm
so-
like already handing it over to you.
All right.
You seem way more curious about it than I do.
I'm gonna
so.
I'm just gonna cast it instead of doing a ritual to save
Okay.
time.
Gotcha. Okay, this is an acorn from the tree, from the tree of Leithondria. This, if you, let me see how to word this. I have rough notes. So basically, if you use the activation word, which is a druidic word for grow, and throw it immediately, you have to roll a D100, and that will tell you how big it will grow. If you spend 10 minutes casting a ritual where you focus on making it grow and then throw it, you can control within certain parameters between 1 foot and 100 feet how big it will grow. It will break through.
That's perfect.
It will break through most structures in its speed. Very strong stone can hold it down, but it is, it's kind of one of those things that you run the risk.
That's cool.
It is. That's a gamble right now, though. So
I
we're
relay
not
that
doing it.
information. I think we can do it.
So if I cast it as a ritual,
Then you'll be able to control its growth.
Correct.
But Mama said,
So-
don't use it for anything other than protection.
Well,
So
Mama
I get-
don't hurt her.
so I get full control over it.
Over the size that it grows to, yes.
This does indirectly protect us, and what it told me, it didn't say protects us from what. It was just telling me how to use it.
What if we're going to need it, though, when we're actually super in danger?
We know we have to come back here. We know we have to go to the ziggurat.
Yes.
We know we have to get your family to safety.
Yes.
That's the fastest way to do it. Like, there's no other way to get them out of here other than the airship, and then we risk getting assaulted by something else on the way.
Getting distracted.
We're traveling through a not magical acorn tree, just going outside of this area.
That could
Outside
be
this
very
area where all
dangerous.
the guards in the town are, and we had to sneak in here.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a
we're
rebel-
Sneaky.
I don't,
Sneaky
Pinwin, what
people.
is?
I
I don't
feel
understand what your reservation is.
It's my acorn. I feel this is the best use for it.
Sounds
it is
good.
your
Protect these
acorn.
people.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's do it, man.
It is protecting my family and
If
everyone.
you wish, I will help you concentrate or whatever. Or
I'll give you a back rub.
I just don't want you to waste it. I want you to be sure. You sure?
we'll definitely
sure.
get use out of it because we're coming back.
This is
What are you,
what it was meant for.
what are you doing with the acorn?
Oh, don't worry about it, Uthor.
Wait,
we'll be,
but isn't it going to crumble the dungeon and kill the king?
you do a ritual and you can control how it grows. He just said that.
How tall is the ceiling in here?
40 feet.
Nice.
Plenty of room.
Plenty. I mean, I am
We
45 feet tall, but whatever.
We just need 5 feet of width to be able to get through.
Okay. This is happening.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
So are we trying to get the king out of here as soon as we do the tree thing?
No, we do the tree thing. We go in. We
That's the thing that's hard.
we
He's here a week.
we stop the Inquisition. We make Shadehome safe again. Get Pinwin's
So we're
family to
talking
safety.
about interrupting the vigil.
No, we are not. We are not interrupting.
That's the
any
opposite
vigil.
of what we're doing.
Oh, we're leaving him here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're leaving
now.
him and then
That's
coming back.
part of why
He's
I was
not going to be
concerned,
less
'cause he
dead.
might get
He will
killed
just
by
be
a
dead.
tree.
Like, we'll be back within like a day or something. If we have a hard battle, we'll rest it off in Shadehome, then we'll come back exactly where we were, then stop Uthor. And I look over at Uthor and smile. And then get the king, and then supplant.
It's not about
Council.
stopping Uthor. It's about working with Uthor.
Yeah,
Synergy.
we want to
We
give
help.
him the
We help
chance
Uthor to stop Uthor.
I feel like I need to say something else.
Please
Hit
say
us,
it.
buddy.
Can I talk now? Or are you guys
Yes.
going to just
Yeah,
tell me to
you're-
put
Have you
pin in
seen
it?
the stone? Because you asked
Here we
about
go.
it.
Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
I have not.
It's your show. Let's go.
One of the major reservations I have about all of this, and this is not what you're performing, but if my vigil does not work, then there's nothing stopping whoever, whether it is the council or maybe these other outside forces, nothing will stop them from taking Deepminster's lineage stone and using it for their own devices. As long as I perform this vigil, whether he shows up or not, that the amount of time that I use it, the lineage stone cannot be used by anyone else. But if I stop this vigil, then if someone were to try to use Deepminster's lineage stone, they could. As long as I do this, no one can use it. And
Good.
Okay.
You
that's
definitely should have
interesting.
mentioned that earlier.
do
But if he does not return, and there is no lineage of Arngrim to take over in his place, then someone can still use the stone. I can only do this vigil to hold it off for the 7 days.
Do you have some idea of what the lineage stone's power is?
I have some idea, little bits of information I have learned, which is the lineage stones, wherever they are, some of them, for instance, the one here in Deepminster, is used as a powerful seal. You may have noticed rumors of gates opening up in Vedlin and demons coming out. I believe, I have an inkling that it is the lineage stones that are keeping some of these gates closed. But I know that I overheard the council talking about the Deepminster lineage stone. And if the king does not get revived, then, of course, they will have, if they are the ones after it, they will have complete control of it.
Interesting.
Well, as far as you knew, we weren't going to be here anyway. Just pretend like we were never here. We'll be back soon, and then we will help you out.
Well,
Can I ask some clarifying questions?
Yes,
Do you have the lineage stone?
I do not know.
Where is the lineage stone?
The lineage stone is in the palace.
Okay. And for as long as you are performing the vigil, the lineage stone cannot be used for anything else? Is that what you're saying?
It cannot be used by someone else.
By someone else.
It
It's
can only be used-
occupado.
It can only be used by someone with the blood of the lineage of Arngrim, but...
And if we interrupt the vigil, then somebody can intercept the lineage stone.
Correct. And if you try to revive the king and
That
it does
will
not
interrupt
work,
the vigil.
it may.
Okay.
And
So what if we let you do the full vigil and then try to revive him?
If it
that is-
doesn't work.
If that is what we must do, then that is what we must do. But it interests me that you say Prince Othis, because if he could be a contingency if, in fact, the king is lost.
Well, I'm not keen on just having a 13-year-old boy be killed by somebody and not try and stop it. So, for now, let's focus on that. Othis had his chance. We'll try and find Othis along the way. You do your vigil. We'll do our thing. We'll reunite
rendezvous.
up in this thing.
Just to be clear, though, you didn't see a stone like that would go in the back of Othis's head? Just an extra stone, not a lineage one?
I have not seen any strange stones, no.
Bummer.
This is
Okay.
good. This is good. I feel good about this.
We'll lock the door on the way out.
So we need to figure out some way, because he's here all by himself. We need to try to figure out some way to give him some sort of
Protection?
Maybe not make it so if someone comes down here, they can't see him, or like I was thinking like a wall of stone.
Well, follow me. Let's
But-
let's exit the room.
Okay.
Uthor, do you have any trusted allies around here?
Most of my allies are dead. There are some soldiers throughout the city, but most of my allies were my brothers and sisters in arms of the Crownsguard.
What if one of us just stays behind
No.
to wait?
Osmo steps forward.
I can stay behind with him.
And he, nods, puts his hands on his hips.
I'm sure you can, buddy, but we need your help to take back your home.
It's
You
true.
know the trees and place better than we do.
Okay,
That's
what's
very
Plus, you are used to defending.
This is fine.
a home.
And then I clap my hands together and put my hands to the ground, and then stone around is gonna form around where the door is, and it's gonna look like it was caved in or something,
Okay.
but naturally.
Okay. But it's not airtight, right?
Right.
we just kill Uthor.
so
That
is
should
a-
hold him for
Is that an
now.
illusion?
No, this is real stuff.
Where am I gonna put the tree now?
We can put it back here somewhere. You can control the size of it.
And we're in a big ass room.
Can we get through to him right now?
Well, describe exactly. I was going to ask a clarifying to see.
It's a
No, that
5-foot
stone
cube in front of the
shaping
door
anyway.
that's made of stone.
just in front of the
just
door.
stone
Gotcha.
shape.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It's not even stone shape, it's
Oh.
creation. It's just uneven looking stone. It looks like it's supposed to be that way. Like not even like it's a way in somewhere.
Gotcha.
I kind of wanted to make sure he had food, though.
Well, he was going to stand vigil for 7 days, so he probably has that planned out.
Fucking hopefully.
Had no plan going into
If
it.
not-
just fucking.
I mean, he's called Uthor the Undying. That'd be really stupid if he starved to death.
Oh man,
Of all
I
the
forgot.
ways.
7
Like,
days.
we've-
I get hungry. He starts munching on his sword.
I'm just gonna kind of try to yell through the rubble. Hey, Uthor,
Yes.
do you have food to last the 7 days?
I sure hope so.
Do you need more?
What are you suggesting?
I'll
Just
give you some
throwing
food.
good berries through little holes.
It's like a dog where they like hunt for the
Okay.
treats.
Okay, so are there any cracks at all in this?
Give me a
stone?
perception check. Well, you don't need a perception check for that. Did you form it so that there would be cracks?
It's just supposed to look like a...
High or low?
High.
All right. There are just a couple of very small little, like, holes that they're dark enough you can feel wind coming from, or air coming from them, but they're dark enough that you can't really see all the way to the other side.
Let me look at my teleport ability here. Sorry.
You know, if you had never asked the food question, we wouldn't have had to worry about it.
I don't want him to die before he does the ritual.
I don't think he will, though.
I don't think so either, but I'm paranoid.
That'd be so whack if that happened. Gorbel, you've never been to Shadeham, have you?
So I can't see the other side.
Wait, is that where we're
No.
going first?
Yes.
Keep up,
I
Pinwin.
felt like I was there after
Lindsey.
listening. But
Keep up, Lindsey.
Pinwin, can you teleport him some food?
I don't think so. I mean, I get...
Hirstag. He's
Maybe,
gonna be
and,
fine.
Yeah, I think he's
worried.
okay.
Trust me, he's gonna be fine.
It seems like a thing where he planned ahead. Uthor, did you plan ahead some food for you?
A little bit.
make it last.
Don't eat it all at once. I shouldn't have to tell you this. You're a grown man capable of surviving.
Could you not cast spells like that all hasty like?
I'm trying to do
I just
this
wanted
quickly.
to leave him a bag of food.
A bag of food?
Yeah.
Would you?
What is this thing? What is it?
It's stone. Will you just throw the acorn? We are on a time crunch
All right.
here.
All right, I'll start the ritual. Fuck it. I'll try to find a. You know what? No.
It's gonna bother me if I don't.
I'm gonna stone shape through the fucking thing real quick because I want the tree to be in the room.
What? It would be Elijah.
Then we all have to go through. Then we'd all have to go through. We have to all go through the tree.
He's gonna end up in Shadeholm just by himself. You're like, oh fuck.
That ship has sailed.
Is this a concentration spell? Just drop it.
No, I just wasted a spell slot though. Leave it.
Well, I'm about to waste some spell slots fixing.
We
your
have to
shit.
fight a whole town of soldiers. Leave it be,
You are
Hirstag.
hasty.
I think I might have misunderstood where you placed this thing.
I told us all to go through
Just
the
right
door,
in front of
and
the
then on the
door.
other side of the door,
I
I
didn't
put
know.
the stone there.
I thought
He
you
was
would have just,
doing
while
that.
we were still in the room, you would have just done this on our side.
No, because then you would see there's supposed to be a door there. I want it in front of the door from the side of the hallway, so it doesn't look like there's
So it
even
looks
a door
like a
there.
cave-in.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, I'm not even gonna fuck around over
But
there.
there's still plenty of space in the room for the tree and us to get into.
Yeah,
the
it would have
tree.
been great
Yeah, I'm so
to
confused
come right
as to
back
why we
into
did it
this
way.
room when he's done with his ritual.
I can undo it then.
Right,
Why are we worried about this?
because
There's
you
re-
both
Because
are
then
way
we can
quick
leave
with
him
stone.
food too.
He's fine.
For precaution.
He's fine.
He has some food, and we're going to be back soon.
This has never once been a story element
this
in the whole show.
Is this an illusion?
No, it's real.
Stupid.
It's
I
not.
hate it.
No one would have brought up food until you did.
People
No
need
one has ever
food
said that
to
on the
survive
show
for several days
until now.
in a row.
We're not even gonna be gone days.
I'm stone shaping in.
Hirstag, I have never seen this side of you before.
No,
We
this is
need-
Elijah.
We need your. It
doesn't make sense, Elijah.
You're using a spell slot.
If we're talking to
We're
Elijah
gonna
right
need
now,
him.
what are you doing? It's stupid.
But
I
that
want to
would
get back
technically
in the room.
would be metagaming.
Another thing, if I put the tree out
Why is
here
it
in the
metagaming?
fucking
No,
hallway,
everyone telling him to not do it. I
Yeah.
would consider metagaming.
if I leave the tree out here in the hallway,
It doesn't
I
they
didn't say
might
to put it in the hallway.
they might see. Where am I gonna put it
You
now?
can put it anywhere. You can use
It
a
would have been
ritual.
perfect to put it in the fucking room.
There's tons of rooms
You
on
can-
either side of the hallway.
Yeah, you can put it in the room still. This only took up the little space in front of the door.
We can't get back into the room.
Yeah, you guys can stone shape so
We're
easy.
in a long hallway with rooms on either side going down the hallway. What is the problem? You can control the way the tree grows. There's plenty of space.
It would have been perfect to have the tree hidden behind the cave-in. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed. Honestly.
I already used the spell.
I hate it.
To be,
You get what I'm saying?
I
totally
get
get
it
what
now.
let me
I get it now because I get hiding the tree. I didn't
it would
realize
have all
that.
Thematically, it would have been way
in the-
cooler.
But now it already happened, so
I mean, we could have just opened the door. You could have done the stone thing on that side of the door. Close the door. We're still in the room. Have a badass tree in the big ass room.
we can spend a really long time deciding what the best course of action is, but what is established is what has happened. So let's move forward and not argue about what's been done. So what's the plan, Hirstag?
I'll let his spell stay. We won't give him food or put the tree in the very safe room to keep the tree, which sucks. I'll go find another room.
Okay, there's plenty of rooms in this long hallway, strings of rooms
Okay.
with heavy wooden doors on them, little slots.
with locks on them.
Correct.
And we got keys from a guard, right?
Correct.
So we could easily just lock the tree behind a cell that no one would see.
The tree has to be big enough to fit
5 foot cube.
the door.
5 foot cube.
What?
Right? That's what the spell says. It needs to be a 5 foot cube so we can all travel through the door.
No, not a 5 foot cube. It just needs to be big enough to fit the portal.
So a cell should be fine.
How big are these cells?
I mean, they're like 10 by 10.
Mechanically, they'd at least be 2 squares. Plus, you got to fit a bed in there.
Are the okay? I will find the darkest cell that I can find,
Okay.
and I will begin the ritual in the cell.
All right.
It's the
During
one
that
with the weird lady in it.
during that 10 minutes, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm going to talk to Gorbel. You've never been to Shadeholm, right?
No.
Right. So, from what I understand, it's up in the trees. There's a lot of bridges and stuff. It's kinda-
Tamar, you've been to Shadeholm?
I passed by. But, I mean, you can elaborate with me if you want, but
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of bridges. It's kind of precarious if you're not prepared.
My family can.
Wait,
they
I'm
can
not sure
jump
where we're
into
going to come
here.
out.
Not to. Are the. I mean, you're very small. Are these bridges going to, like, hold someone of my stature?
Willem, weren't you there?
These bridges in our construction is kind of meant to be there for everybody and to be welcoming for everyone. Shadeholm is supposed to be a welcoming place. Right, guys?
I mean, Willem and you were sort of
I didn't
similar
really
in
use the
size.
bridges though.
I mean, weren't the soldiers walking along the bridges and stuff?
Not that you guys saw, but I mean, if Pinwin
But I mean,
thinks
it's-
that they
it's-
would hold,
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, you don't have to use the bridges to get around there.
You're svelte. You're fine. You look great. You're not going to...
This isn't a question of my self-confidence.
I think you'll be fine. I just wanted you to be prepared to not fall because you don't have a means of protecting yourself from that.
Yeah, I know, and I want to make sure that these are structurally sound.
We won't know until we go, I guess.
You don't.
I guess I'll just
use
roll
the
those
bridges to
dice.
get around Shadeholm.
I mean, my family and I we can vouch. Like, this stuff is made super well. Right, guys? Right?
sorry, I didn't realize you were talking to me. That's my bad.
A couple times
ask
already.
Again. I was.
She was staring right at
Yeah, I
you.
know. I was thinking.
You kept saying, right, guys?
They're dead. No. They're on
back
the
in
other
the
side of
They're in the stone.
There are the stones.
Sorry, ask that again. I was trying to think ahead here.
Shadeholm was made with the intent of making it welcoming for all kinds of people as long as they're friendly. Right? Like,
That's right.
our structure's sound.
Otherwise we snip the bridges and they die.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a Goliath in there one time.
What's that?
Did you do any?
It's this big creature. They walk really tall. They're like the biggest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, we've seen
Like Dwayne
a
Johnson.
few
They
different
walk
kind of
really
travelers
tall.
that stay at the Humble Cove.
Did you do any stress tests on the bridges after the Goliath went by?
Probably. We've had like 100 people on those bridges watching fireworks.
We should be fine,
Okay,
man.
okay.
Totally.
Swinging.
I mean, 100 halflings is about 2 Gorbels.
Can't stress enough the fact that you don't have to use these bridges to navigate Treehollow.
You just have to walk further.
and have spider shoes that can take you anywhere. Do you have spider shoes?
No.
You don't need spider shoes. It's fine.
You also don't need spider shoes to walk around the city.
I'll trust it. I'm in. Let's go. Wait, is there anything else I need to know?
I don't know.
Or were you just mentally preparing me for
These-
bridges?
These guards seemed. These
We
guards
just haven't
seemed-
talked in a while. How are you?
I'm a little stressed, honestly.
I think we got this.
These guards seemed really stupid. I mean,
How many were there?
I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, Willem, right? They were not the smartest.
Aren't these the people who took your family?
I don't think. I mean, maybe they're higher
up
up.
kind of benefit. Fuck these people.
I looked to Gorbel and then to Pinwin's family and then to Pinwin and back to Gorbel.
Fuck these people. We're killing on sight, right?
Our non-answer is an answer.
I never know when we're going to have
we spare the halflings.
Yeah, I didn't mean them.
Except the master of coin lady.
She sucks.
Who? What?
She told on me.
Yeah.
What?
She ratted on us.
Well,
I also thought I was hiding, but I guess I wasn't hiding very well.
we don't need to kill her.
Sucks.
Probably. We can deal with her, though.
Yeah.
Well, she's kind of a traitor.
We'll punish her the
Whoa,
way we punish
Pinwin.
all rats.
I mean, it was kind of rude. I
Maybe
wouldn't
she
have had
was-
to be saved by an airship and could have gone.
I
and seen-
nudge Pinwin and just wink.
Maybe she was coerced, though. Either way, I won't kill her. You can kill her if you want, Pinwin, but...
I whisper to Pinwin, just let Willem take care of it.
Oh, okay.
I wink again.
even harder.
I shrug. What do you do?
All right, Hirstag.
I show her my knife. Like, are you not understanding this?
If it comes to it, it's okay.
Hirstag, you have completed the ritual.
Grow. In Druid.
All right. Did you place the acorn somewhere safe?
Yep.
Okay. Tell me.
No. I put it on my forehead.
Oh, shit.
It's still in my pocket.
No, I imagine
Is that a tree in your pocket, or are you just happy to see it?
sitting
He's
in
dead. Who are you talking to?
I imagine I had it sitting in the center of the room, just on the floor,
Okay. How big? What
just
dimensions
kind
are
of
you
like-
going to make this tree?
willing it to grow. Gonna make it so it's a 10 by 10 room.
Yes.
I'm gonna make it 5 feet wide
Okay.
diameter and 10 feet tall, just like right up to the ceiling, and it's gonna kind of grow around the ceiling and
Okay.
the wall, down the wall maybe.
Okay. So, is anyone watching this happen?
It's gonna be like it's gonna encompass this whole room basically.
Is he doing that while we're talking about Shano?
I imagine he probably wouldn't give you guys a notice. So yeah, probably. So you might not even notice
So my
until you hear
eyes
like
are-
a.
Yeah, they're
You-
like glowing green, and it suddenly starts to.
Yeah, this acorn
Grow
just it bursts open,
around
and
me.
then very like almost like those those like
Claymation.
time lapse videos of watching something grow. It grows so fast you can see like.
The molecular structure.
Yeah, it's just
happening.
you can see the trunk forming. You can see like branches starting to come out, and it starts to climb up the wall and overhead, and it starts to just fill this entire room. But the trunk itself expands out about 5 feet. The roots dig deep into the ground. You just you can actually hear it. Some of them kind of go and climb up the sides of the cell itself, and once it's done, it doesn't even look like a cell anymore. It's completely encompassed this room with its, just various branches and roots and leaves and everything. So it almost looks, if you were to just open this door, it would seem that you just opened a door outside. And in the center is this massive gnarled trunk of this healthy tree that, to Hirstag probably only, is vaguely reminiscent to you of Leothandria.
Cool.
Thank you, Leothandria. My eyes go wide.
So she's in a prison.
I pat Hirstag on the back. Good job, buddy.
Hey, thanks.
Part of the reason why I didn't want to do it in there is in case things went wrong and the tree got too big and it interrupted the ritual. So, yeah, sorry about disagreeing with you, but
Hey,
this is great.
people disagree, you know?
I mean, that was my intention. I just forgot about it. Like, I was like, when I was thinking about it, I was like, well, why the fuck did I want to have it in the cell? But then I was like, oh, yeah, we didn't want to interrupt the ritual. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, we worked it out.
That's a good-looking tree.
Thank
Gnarly.
you. Yeah.
Should we go or should we waste time staring at this tree?
Well, it's really beautiful.
Look at it. It's way cool.
It is really cool. I wish I could have watched it grow, though. I was kind of interested in seeing
Let's go take back my home.
Yeah, what order are we going through?
I toss Pinwin at the tree.
Bounces off. Let's figure out order of operations.
Let's lead with someone who knows Shadeholm.
Yeah.
Toss Pinwin at the tree.
Osmo steps out again, hands on his hips. I can go fast.
That only fits Osmo. Okay.
And he goes and he stands right in front of the tree.
Open up, tree.
I stay behind. I stay behind Osmo just to make sure he's okay.
All right, everyone get ready.
Do you know where you're sending it?
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god, we didn't think through this at all. You would have had to see it, right?
Yeah.
Shit. All this was for... Oh my god, this whole episode.
Willem starts chopping the tree down.
Well,
we'll start over.
Oh, fuck.
Unless you use
Yeah, I
scry.
haven't seen...
I mean, I've seen it, but that's not helpful to you. Oh, wait. I can paint it, right? That counts when I paint it? Didn't we
That
decide
counts
that?
for scrying,
Let me see.
but it doesn't count for the portal.
The spell creates a magical link between a large or larger inanimate plant within range and another plant at any distance on the same plane of existence.
You must have seen her touch the destination
or
plant.
touched the destination plant at least once before.
Do you guys have anything from a tree in Shadeholm on you?
I would assume Barley and Ozma would. They usually use, like, parts of trees to try to, like, hide and cover because they're, like, protectors of the whole town. And that's part of their whole getup, right? How that whole army
I
works.
noticed that I have a leaf stuck in my armor.
If you can... oh, are you going to roll for something?
I was going to, yeah. What were you going to say?
If you can create a very real image of a tree, a particular one in Shadeholm, I can, as long as I've seen the tree, I can connect with it.
Oh, man, I've lived in, like, all our buildings are in trees. The Humble Coven Inn is in a tree. We live in a tree. So, yeah. Do we want to go there? Probably not. We could go to the Blood Forest over by Dad's cabin. I kind of wanted to stop there anyway. Maybe get some magical stuff.
That might be
Because
better.
that's what happened last time.
That might be better in case we transport to a tree that's surrounded by soldiers.
And
If
maybe
we can
the
surprise
fae,
them. Then
maybe my fae buddies will be there, and then they'll help us.
Do you
You're
think
what
that's
now?
okay, Seth? If he creates an image of a tree that he
Using,
knows, some
like,
kind of illusion?
I would say, like, what is it, prestidigitation? Or would it be minor illusion, which is the visual? I never remember the
Minor
two.
illusion is visual. I also have major illusion if you would prefer it to be major. It just
I-
takes a
then it
spell
would be
slot then.
substantial, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
I would say probably major illusion would ensure a more likely outcome.
Okay. All right, then I'll go ahead and I will cast major image at 4th level. And I will paint the tree that was Oswin Dingleroot's cabin, his secret cabin area that
Well, I
the
don't
tree
think you-
existed in.
Yeah, I don't think you have to paint it.
Oh, yeah, I
You
guess
just
not.
create the image of
That's
it.
true.
Okay.
How did we do it that one time, though?
That was to scry. You created an image of a... I can't
I
remember. who.
painted it.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. Like, it was just like a flavor thing. I don't...
yeah.
For minor illusion, I think. But yeah, so
Okay, so what tree is it?
this is a tree that's in the Blood Forest, kind of hidden, and at the top of it is Oswin Dingleroot's cabin.
Okay. So, Pinwin casts the spell. He takes his lute out and strums a couple of notes, and slowly the music becomes kind of like tangible, and it starts to form this image, and you can see this very clear picture in front of you of this cabin in this tree surrounded by heavy tree cover of the blood forest. And it looks very pleasant. But you can see some fawns running through there and stuff like that. Like it's a very detailed image, and you are fairly certain that you could find that tree with very good accuracy.
Great job, Pinwin.
Thank you.
Teamwork.
All right,
Making that dream work.
let's do this. And I will cast transport via plants
All right.
on the tree.
The doorway opens up in the tree. And there's a swirling vortex of colors inside. You guys gonna enter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Get in there.
All right, so Osmo runs in first. You're right behind him.
Yeah.
The rest of you guys pile on in.
I'll wait for everyone to get through,
Okay. Everyone's through.
and then I'll jump in.
You guys feel yourselves shifting and turning and being squozen and stretched out like an accordion, and then all of a sudden, you guys land in the grass right in front of a large cabin in an even larger tree. You're here at Pinwin's dad's cabin. You guys are surrounded on all
been so
sides
long.
by tons of trees. It seems, Willem, you recently experienced this. There is a very magical feeling coming off of these trees. Very dense. It just seems like there's a lot of life here.
Is there any glowy?
A lot of in the depths of the forest, you can actually see that there are some sort of glowing, like something.
Like Avatar?
Man, you guys are obsessed with that movie.
James Cameron Avatar?
But yeah, so you're beneath the boughs of your ancestral cabin, Pinwin.
Wow, this is amazing.
I know.
That's a pretty nice cabin.
Yeah.
So your siblings are staring wide-eyed at this cabin. It is, as you would know, something that they have never actually beheld with their own eyes. They've only heard about your father's cabin. You, however, surprisingly, on his deathbed, were gifted the deed to the cabin and the key. You are the inheritor of the ancestral cabin, and your father made sure that everyone knew it on his deathbed as well, and to respect that decision.
Losers, you should have been nicer to me.
Your mother seems to regard it like fondly, as if she has been here before. But the rest of you obviously have never seen it.
Is it the cabin where Pinwin was conceived?
We'll get to that later.
That's why it's magical.
Ew.
But yeah, so you guys are just surrounded by all this beautiful nature. Hirstag and Pinwin probably both feel very in tune with this.
What does Hirstag feel like being in a weird new forest? or
Well,
whatever?
it's not that weird and new to him, because the Midland Wilds they kind of branch off of, pun intended, the Blood Forest. And so you've likely been at least in the Blood Forest before, but it's a very powerfully magical feeling as you enter.
I like this place.
Me too.
It seems very pleasant to all of you. There is a rope ladder hanging down. It looks like it hasn't been used in a while.
Oh, is the cabin in the tree too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pictured it
I
like on
feel
the
like-
ground for some
No,
reason.
I picture.
I don't know
plants
why
in the
people
tree.
live in cities. Like, nature's just so much better. Everyone should live out
Yeah.
in the woods.
I mean, to be fair, most of our places are like, there's this times this a lot, so it's kind of like a city in trees. But this is kind of in the middle of this forest, kind of hidden.
yeah.
But yeah, I really want to go up and see what's there, though.
Are there any druids
go
here?
I have no idea. Last time I went here, there were fae creatures, and they gave me powers, and I got my dad's cool goggles.
Would I know if there's any druids?
Lady
Around the
druids.
area?
You would have heard that there are probably some in this area. If the old Druid Connect.
Symbol
I'm just gonna
connection.
give the area a scan to see if I see any druidic
Hot singles.
like
There's
little
just one
notes
behind
on
a
the
tree,
trees
like-
at all.
Surprisingly, right on the trunk of the tree, you do see a druidic symbol.
Phone number.
Hmm?
For hot love.
For a druid time.
Druid singles in your area.
Oh man, there are way druids. Yeah, that's a druidic symbol right there.
And it's the
Really?
one of the druidic protection symbols.
It says grinder.
It's usually implied. It's put in there. It's put in places to imply that other druids should not be bothered by it. That it's supposed to be there. They have given it their blessing.
Oh, safe zone.
As opposed to the druid symbols that are like, this should not be here.
Yeah, cut it down now.
I thought like someone just carved a cool design. Like Dad just was like,
And
this looks cool.
Yeah, they
Right
did.
next to that cool design, you can see Pinwin was here.
In a heart.
And
Yeah,
then
the
Willem
one-
spray painted an X on it.
Yeah, the one next to your thing, that's a druidic symbol. So druids have been in through here.
Did I like desecrate it?
No, it's fine. It's just
I just thought it was a cool
It's
symbol.
just a fucking tree or whatever.
we just like leaving notes
up and
on
on.
trees, to communicate
Okay,
and stuff.
that's fair. Yeah.
Do you ever have to
I want to
erase?
see what's there.
What?
Do you ever have to erase? Like, do you cross it out and put a new one in?
Now we just put a new one in if we need to.
Cool.
Do druids read left to right, up and down? Like,
Yes.
How do you know which one's the most recent one?
Right to left, actually.
Oh, well, that's intuitive.
All the more mystery.
I'm going to climb up the rope ladder.
All right, you guys watch Pinwin just ascend. I almost said descend again. I don't know why. Ascend in. I promise I know the difference between the two.
Descend uply will be our newest shirt.
Descend upward. And pushes the bottom trapdoor open and climbs in. We'll get to you in a sec. Pinwin, what are the rest of you going to do?
I'll float up there.
You'll float up there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a little meditating here.
Gotcha.
Cast commune with nature.
Very nice. All right.
I'm going to hang out with Hirstag.
Okay.
And do a little transcendental meditation.
Some nice Willem Hirstag time. We haven't had much of that.
Gorbel, what are you doing?
I'm gonna give that rope ladder a test hug and climb up.
Okay. And then your siblings and mother, they kind of stay like a respectful distance away. Like they're just looking at it fondly, and they're kind of chattering amongst themselves. So Pinwin, you enter the cabin. You're immediately filled with a sense of wonder and joy. You could describe the room as chaotic, to say the least. Your father, Oswin, had explored many things in this space, and he left traces of each exploration all around, leading to plenty of clutter and disorganization. Paintings are leaning against the wall with his paint station covered in dry paint and empty trays. There's pieces for little trinkets on a work shelf, nearby various tools, and an assortment of all sorts of bottles and random items strewn about. Up until your father's death, this space was only his. The children weren't allowed in there, despite your immense curiosity as to what your dad was doing in there, as it was his space. With this, seeing the shop upon his passing would have been plenty magical in itself, but it completely exceeded your expectations when you met the fey creatures here the first time. Now, as you look around again, it reminds you of that first moment when you entered, and you can still smell the lingering scent of your father as kind of like a piney scent that he used to rub underneath his neck or underneath his chin. And yeah, you're just almost overwhelmed with nostalgia.
Cool.
I peek my head up in the room.
You see a very cluttered place, but you could probably appreciate it because it probably reminds you a little bit of how Gorm's shop was, at least in his back areas with his office and stuff. There's a lot. It looks like somebody who liked to do a lot of things and had a lot of interests.
Is your dad a handyman, Pinwin?
I guess. And see, to be honest, he just was kind of really goofy. That's kind of where I get it from. But this was his secret space, and I guess he was way more handy than I thought. But yeah.
Did you hang out here at all with your dad?
No. We were not allowed. I tried to get up here once, and then my dad figured out I was following him, and then he gave me a really, it was scary. So I didn't do it again.
Why was there so much secrecy around?
Gorbel is
hi,
now
Gorbel.
is up in the cabin now too.
I reach a hand up to help her up.
I had just been perched there, peeking in.
Yes, you see the same thing. It cluttered, but intentional clutter in a sense. Definitely the play space of an adult.
Wow, you really get a sense of a person, who they are, by seeing their room, their space.
Definitely, it makes me feel like I wish I knew him even better. We were pretty close, but yeah, I don't know. And I don't know why he kept this so secret. I don't know.
You said you came here and something weird happened, though, when you got here?
Oh, yeah, after he passed, it was a big surprise to all of us because he left me the deed to this place and the key. And so I stumbled here. And then when I came here, the fey creatures were here. And I got Dad's glasses thing that helped me see at night.
Is there anything else in here that he intended you to have?
I don't know. I gave it a look over, but it was a lot of emotions. But I don't know. He didn't really specify. It was kind of vague. He just kind of left the things, and I think just knew I'd explore them.
Can we sense if there's any lingering magic or anything up in here?
Do you have detect magic?
Do I sense any fey creatures?
Do you have detect magic?
I just like the idea of a deed, like the zoning for a tree house. Like
Don't even bother trying to build a fence. They will eviscerate you with the homeowners association.
the corner of your tree house is in my branches.
Well, I have it, but I don't have it prepared today, so...
Can I roll perception, maybe?
Um,
See if anything is standing out?
sure.
Okay.
No.
God. Well,
Guidance!
I mean, I've got some fresh eyes. Maybe I can take a look.
There we
Would
go.
you like
What
to
do your
perceive,
orc eyes
or would you
see?
like to investigate? Or
I got 21.
okay.
I'll peep around.
Ooh.
Plus guidance. 22.
29.
15.
15.
Nice.
Ooh.
Pretty good.
So you guys are peeping around, and there doesn't seem to be anything odd, really. But Pinwin, you do notice that it does appear as if some of the things aren't in the same place they were the last time you were here. Nothing's been taken. It just looks like it's been moved a little.
I would have been here.
What do you mean?
There's nothing extra, but it looks like some stuff has moved around a little bit.
You're the only one with a key, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Unless the fey creature started painting or something.
Well, what's moved?
So, speaking of painting, some of the paintings have been moved. His easel has been moved. The paints themselves look as though they've been put in different order. Like, not the same. You remember the red was at the end, and now it's in the middle. Yeah, it looks to be mostly things having to do with paintings and paint.
Mostly just like this paint station. That's super weird.
Are there any new paintings?
Can I look at the...
There are no new paintings.
No?
Have you tried painting with this paint?
Me?
I am looking right at you, Pinwin.
No. Should I paint?
Oh, were you asking me? No, I haven't.
This place you've never been? Have you tried painting in here? No,
It seems like we're doing so much. I feel so bad at the idea of maybe stopping and painting right now. Should I paint?
I just mean there might be something different about this paint. Not saying you should paint an elaborate picture or something, but see if it does something.
Like a Pinwin was here kind of painting? Okay, no.
Or maybe like a painting of your dad or this treehouse or...
Oh. Okay. I'll, I guess dump some paints on a tray.
Okay.
Get an easel, or get like a, what is it? The empty board thing. Get a canvas thing up, a blank one, and
All right.
then I'll start to paint. Yeah, I'll start to paint a picture of my dad. We'll try to do that.
All right, so the minute your paintbrush touches the canvas and you start with a head, you start like kind of shaping a picture of your dad, the paint starts to move and swirl on the canvas itself.
Wow.
Are we going to the painted world?
And it swirls around and then forms an arrow pointing down.
Oh, cool.
What?
That's not
how'd you do that?
normal.
I mean, I didn't do it. I didn't mean to. Arrow pointing down.
That'd be way cool if there was like a paint bard or something that used magic that way. Like
Is there anything beneath it? Or
Just a
does it
Bob
mean
Ross.
down on the bottom
Yeah,
of the
bard.
tree?
Well, you look down and you can see that it looks like you didn't really notice it before, but now that there's an arrow pointing down, you can see that one of the floorboards is a slightly different color than the others, though sitting directly underneath the easel, like it's covering up this floorboard.
I'll try to push it over and see if I can pry up the floorboard.
Okay, so you move the easel and you start pulling on the floorboard. You can kind of get it. It takes you a moment, but eventually it pops up and there's a little box underneath.
Secret box. Should I open it now? Yeah, I should. Okay.
Also, kind of like Gorm's workshop.
Be careful.
A lot of
Maybe they had a weird like
parallels here.
old parent alliance thing, like in Avatar or something.
I'll open the box.
Not the movie, the show.
So much
The show.
Avatar today.
You open the box and inside is a glittering, like off-white gemstone. Nothing else in the box.
Ooh. Does it do anything when I pick it up?
It feels a little warm to the touch.
It's warm.
Like it was fresh out of someone's pocket?
I don't know. Does it feel like pocket warmth? Or like just...
Kind of like pocket warmth.
Okay.
It's not like...
It's not a hot pocket.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
warm
not
pocket.
like magic? Magic-y?
I mean, it feels warmer than normal. Yeah.
You
Okay.
want me to check that bad boy out for you?
Can you?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, as long as you're really careful.
Hucks it out the window.
Drop.
Take it.
Into the hole.
Explosion. Yeah, what's up with this thing?
Okay, you using Identify?
Yep.
All right, you cast Identify on this glittering gemstone, and you are immediately aware that it is a memory stone to house certain memories that someone can place in there. And you know that this is a bardic spell.
How do you cast it? I mean, I'm not a bard, but I would need to explain to Pinwin how to cast it.
Okay. Basically, you just hold it up to your head, and you say the name of the person whose memories they are.
Well, Pinwin, this is really rare item. I hand it back to him. It's a memory stone.
A memory stone.
You, and maybe Gorbel, I guess, could put it up to your head and then say the name of the person's memory that's associated with it, and then see something important that they probably left there for you.
Okay. Right now?
I mean, it might be important.
Okay. I'm really excited. I'm gonna kiss it and then I'll put it up to my head.
Kissing nullifies the spell, I'm sorry.
It disintegrates.
So you put it up to your head? You gonna say anything?
Disintegration.
Oh. Oswin Dingleroot? I have to say his name, right?
And then your vision is filled suddenly with lots of shapes and colors, and you can see like smatters of colors going everywhere. And as the vision clarifies, you see a young version of your father, like haphazardly like smattering a canvas with paint. He's like, ha ha, ha. He's just like, and the vision ends. No, I mean, he's ha ha ha, and then and then it kind of shifts, and he seems a little bit older, and he's out in front of his cabin, and he's interacting with these two small creatures, and something about them is slightly familiar to you, but you can't quite place it. And he takes a paintbrush out, and he wields it around himself, and you can see magic starting to form in the air. And he takes a small canvas out of his like vest, and it seems as though you can't really understand what's being said, but it seems that he's receiving instruction. And he quickly paints on a canvas, and he throws the canvas out, and you watch as it turns into a bird and flies off.
Oh shit! I fucking called that shit.
I was just kind of like, fuck.
Wow, awesome.
And then it shifts again, and you can see a young version of your mother, and them holding each other and talking to each other, and going on a walk and holding hands, and it's the sunset. And then it shifts abruptly again, and it shows, you can see a vision from behind a carriage, traveling on a road. And the vision shifts a little bit more to the front of the carriage, and you can see a very happy version of your parents traveling on this road in the front of this carriage. And you can see out beyond, and you can see the line of trees that looks almost like the Blood Forest, but you realize it with familiarity that this is in fact the Midland Wilds. And just beyond, you can see the village of Moonreach. And that's where we're going to end for the night.
Connection.
That was good, thanks. That was good.
Also, I like the idea of Bob Ross Bard.
Yeah, bird Ross.
Riding one of the like giant flying squirrels
Yes.
because he always had
Painting
like
shit at people.
That's so cool.
Like Green Lantern, you just conjure shit.
yeah.
That'd be so dumb.
Man,
So yeah, that was the end of that episode.
that was cool.
Yeah, that's how
That was the
shit
thing.
works.
And that's that. All right, let's dole out some experience for you guys. Give me one moment.
What a weird episode. We
Ooh,
were
I don't
like,
know who to MVPC up in here.
Yeah, think about that while I'm looking up your experience.
Shit.
this. Yeah, this did not seem like a Shade Home episode. Like
You
when
never
we'd be
really
going
know
there.
until
How
the
do
episode
you do
ends.
that? That'd be so stressful.
You just go with
Amber
the
and
flow.
Shade Home. Oh my God, no!
Shit.
I
Well,
thought we were fighting Uthor.
he did give him a tree that makes, an acorn that makes magic trees.
But
Yeah.
whenever, you're in complete control of where you go with that.
Yeah.
Probably.
Should have just been like,
I'm just really good at suggestive things, like under my breath. Like I say purple, and that gives you the thought because I've conditioned you to like, we're going to Shade Home. For today's episode, this session, you guys are each going to take 3,500 experience points.
Oh, fucking shit.
Damn.
I was around.
What do you guys deserve extra experience for?
Nothing here.
I suggested sending.
Yes. You can have
Yeah, that was a
100
good idea.
experience points for that.
My cool description of sending.
Yeah, you can have 50 for that.
For using my
Actually, give yourself 100. That was really cool.
for using my acorn.
Yes, for using your acorn, you can have 150 experience.
I feel like I was talking pretty diplomatically to Uthor.
Yeah, me too. We both did a good job persuading him.
100 apiece, and anyone else who tried to persuade him can have 70.
I also
Five.
feel like it was good we came across him and were immediately like friendly because maybe that.
Yeah, I was
nothing good.
wondering how that was going to go because I was like, oh, well, let's just see what.
I don't have any bad feelings towards him.
He's always been kind of like a.
Yeah, totally.
Not
He's
bad,
in the
though.
middle, like,
He's
oh.
definitely said maybe our paths will cross in a bad way at some point.
He helped us
Like
last
during the
time,
bomb
right?
episode, way back in
Yeah.
episode 16.
He's neutral, though.
Yeah, didn't he help us last time too?
Sorta.
He helped you guys.
He
at
guided
that
us
fort
to
as
another
well.
tree.
I just remembered that much, and that was enough for a hi, Uthor.
I know I teleported and I chopped him and knocked him off the building.
And then Hirstag killed all those soldiers of the water sphere.
Yeah. We've had a weird past.
For trying to understand the vigil that he was performing.
Yes, for being primarily interested in it. Yeah, you can have 75 experience points.
Pinwin, Pinwin, for the I'm assuming writing the detail about the shop or whatever.
Oh yeah, you can have 150 experience points for that.
Yay. That was so cool. I don't know what would have been cooler at my home.
I mean,
That one was like when I was writing, I'm like, oh, I love this. But yeah, but this is where magic happens. So I thought we might get magic stuff.
This is where the magic
Maybe.
happens.
any other experience you guys
looking into.
deserve?
I mean, you might have his focus now.
Right, that's super crazy.
He created a whole tree.
Here,
already got
already
that.
did.
Oh, he did?
And then utilizing. Okay, I'll give you add another 75 to that for utilizing the transport via plants. And then you can have 50 for barring the door with the spell.
Pinwin forming the tree that could take us to Shadehome and making the
You can
spell
have
effectual.
you can have 100 experience for that as well, Pinwin.
Yay. Oh, I almost put remove EXP.
You've probably done that numerous times.
Probably.
There's some good teamwork in this one.
Yeah. That's fucking teamwork.
Except for that big fight
Except
that
for
almost
that big
ended the
fight.
podcast.
Well, that won't be in there. Not all of it.
That'll be
anyway.
for me.
We're keeping
Hirstag
the whole
threw off
thing.
his gloves and he was like, "This is Elijah now."
Just karate chops down that fourth wall.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, let's get into tonight's NVPC. That's right, tonight's most valuable player character. I will give you a moment to decide who deserves the extra 500 experience points, and you will decide by holding up the amount of fingers correlating to the person that it is assigned to. So Willem is 1, Hirstag is 2, Tomar is 3, Pinwin is 4, and Gorbel is 5. And please, please God, hold those up high and keep them up so that I can see them and remember them. Or don't, whatever. All right.
Nothing's real.
Everything is illusory.
You're a loser, Reed.
Is it minor or major, though?
It's okay because it's not real.
My sadness isn't real. It's a
Hey, everything sucks when you look at it through the bleak filter of nihilism like I do. All right, shall we? 1, 2, 3, vote. All right, we have got 2 votes for Hirstag and 3 votes for Pinwin. Gorbel, why'd you vote for Hirstag? It's a pretty nice split there.
So it was a little hard to choose between Hirstag and Pinwin, but I think that the tree and transporting us there, that I feel like that just changed the whole. It changed everything.
I would agree that
me.
it changed quite a bit. So that's cool. All right.
That's
And Pinwin, why'd you vote for Hirstag?
Well, he was really thinking about protecting my family, which I really appreciate because I don't really want them to be around because we're going to deal with some crazy stuff.
That's
and
what
I don't
I
want
was
them
doing.
hurt.
That was me.
I mean, you too. But he, I
Actually,
mean,
burn spell slots on those little fucks.
you did too.
Not in
That
this episode,
Yeah, no. But yeah, just with the whole idea of getting them back to Shadehome, that's pretty important to me. So that was really cool. And then using his acorn for that too. Also, yeah, just the efficiency of getting us there because, man, that would have taken forever. So, I don't know. It was really, and it was super cool.
It was very cool.
Tree stuff, like.
I'm into tree stuff.
Speaking of tree stuff, Tomar, why'd you vote for Hirstag? Or sorry, why'd you vote for Pinwin?
I liked the Lindsey specifically went out of her way to add more lore to the story.
I always appreciate that. FYI, everyone, wink, wink.
So I got a really cool image
Yeah,
of
Elijah. Just kidding. You've definitely done that.
got a real cool image of Oswin's shop and stuff, and allowing for that cool connection to Moonreach and stuff. I'm really curious to see where that goes. Pinwin was very concerned about the ritual and not wanting to interrupt it. Like he just wanted to make sure everything was safe and good. And yeah, he's just a good positive force in our party. So
Nice. Hirstag, why'd you vote for Pinwin?
Pretty much the same reason. I really like when people go out of their way outside of the table to create lore stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just really cool.
Cool. And Willem, why'd you vote for Pinwin?
I just really liked the depth that he went to as far as like just interacting with his family, helping Hirstag conjure the tree so that we could actually get there, that sort of thing. And just per usual, just always stay in Pinwin.
Very nice.
Pinwin's going Pinwin.
So that means tonight's
Pinwin.
MVPC is Pinwin Dingleroot. Take your 500 experience points and hide it in a floorboard in your dad's cabin. Well, that's it for tonight, folks. Thanks to Chad Piper for that intro song. Thanks to Adrian Von Ziegler for that beautiful background music. Thanks to all of you listeners. We really appreciate it. And please, please, please check out our social media. Check out our Patreon. See what kind of tiers of stuff you can get for donating. And just continue to listen because that's what we're all about. Other than that, I think we're done for today, so thanks for listening. We'll see you at the next episode. I am your host and DM, Seth, and this is the D20 Syndicate podcast, where we go on adventures so you don't have to.
Bye.
Farewell.
But this is tightening it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're turning it to
She's
the right.
loosening it.
Okay.
Look,
Alright.
it's
Where do you
loose.
want
That's
it?
the right.
Like here.
You're mirroring it. You're doing the... There you go.
But they're shooting
Thank
out in
you.
opposite directions.
What?
My
Pregnancy
man.
makes me weak.
Is that what that said?
Just picture you were on that side.
Nah, I refuse.
I reject your
She's
hypothesis.
breaking physics right now. She's some sort of power wizard. Awesome.
Easy to spot.
I'll try not to chew this one. Take them from me.
That could have been really bad.
Good thing I'm
Breaks all
awesome.
the window.
Got you there.
You know, facts are facts.
I imagine that
Undisputed.
wall of the house just kind of like falling down.
It was
Right
a
on-
support beam.
right on top of the
Taking
people
out
who were
my
taking the
tin of
couch.
Altoids.
Blow the couch!
Yeah, instead of dropping and running, they're just like,
It's confused.
What about taking down the wall and a mailman is coming right? And it just
Just
Oh,
everyone.
it falls
He's
that
just trying to
direction.
get around
And
those
that
people
loose
carrying
dog.
the couch, just like,
the
oh,
most-
excuse me.
just
If
the
the
most
mailman
amount
comes-
of collateral damage you could have.
I
And
feel
then
like
the
it would
Altoid
fall
tin
right around
hits
the
on top
mailman
of
and
him.
he would come through the window.
I got a bill for you.
Fuck!
Then the roof falls
That was
on
a close one.
Tomas just shoots him.
with no gun.
No, he just takes another Altoid.
If I would have died, you would have never got your bill. Thank God.
Man, that could have been really awkward. As you know, if the mail is not delivered, you don't have to pay your bills on account of the mailman's death.
So many people actually believe that. It's insane.
It's like dead man on campus
Oh
rules.
God, yeah.
Oh,
my
man.
God. The years that I've been in customer service.
Oh, they're like, I never got the mail.
That's what I would
Yeah.
say.
I hate
Yep.
adults.
I never saw it. I didn't know I would have.
That doesn't change.
I mean,
Anything.
I have actually used that excuse, but it wasn't like I'm not going to pay. It was like, oh shit, I didn't know.
That's different. That's different than I never got a bill. I refuse to pay it.
Oh,
I don't have to pay it legally.
I think most people have done the I didn't see it yet. I'm on it.
But legally, it wasn't my fault so far. because I didn't know.
That's fine. If you go, oh man, I didn't get it, I'm sorry it's late, or whatever, something to that effect, and then you have the intent to pay the bill, that's completely different than I never got a bill, I don't have to pay this.
But also, I don't
Fuck you.
really have enough money to pay right now, so...
I always feel so apologetic to people who are calling about payments. Like, very apologetic, because I'm like, oh, I'm sorry I put you in this position. I know it's awkward as a person. I have to call
I would be
person.
really bad.
You're my
at
new
that job.
favorite person.
So I try to be really, really nice. It never gets me a deal, though. But I hope it makes him feel less awkward.
It's because we had to evolve into buying and paying for stuff, as opposed to like trading like 6 sheeps for it.
We just need to go back
To
that.
bartering.
We have to go back. It's less awkward, you know.
I'll give you this
It's
old
like, I'll-
Band-Aid.
I'll pay you my past medical bills, but you got to give me like a sheep or something to,
To reciprocate.
yeah, ease the
You
burden.
got the medical
Yeah,
care.
but I'm out a lot. I need some milk or something that I can like, give to the
I
tribe.
feel like
give
that was
you
a bad
2
deal.
fertile horses and a goat for your daughter.
Should we start?
All right.
She's got a strong back, so
Jesus.
Load her up, folks. Then she
starts carrying boulders.
Oh, I was gonna say
Norman-
she's transport.
I was gonna say she's just Norman Reedus in Death Stranding. All
Yeah.
the fucking packages.
Previously, blah.
The first word.
right.
Preval.
Previous.
Damn it! No.
Promiscuously.
The pressure.
Leave your sleep.
Come on, Elisha, you got one
Wingardium Leviosa.
sex.
Man,
Prepubescently. Ah, shit.
if my life relied on me doing that right the first time.
You're going the way of the mailman, Elijah. Go stand out in front of the house.
All right, we've been fucking around for like almost an hour.
Oh, no.
And
Tomas,
I'm doing
this
the
is our
most talk. I
house.
forgot.
You're talking at Billy's mic with your
God.
unbrushed face.
And I'm doing like relatively the most talking.
I
So
mouth kissed you.
I know.
Like you haven't done that without him brushing before. Like those rollovers in the bed. The sun's coming in.
The
just
creative
starting to
uses
rise.
of furniture.
Argus is still like rolling over, like getting accustomed to the day.
Seth just rolled
How
over
does
from
he
mouth
know
kissing
about
Argus.
Somebody's making cocoa. Neither of you have gotten up yet. That's a little concerning, but it's nice. It smells nice.
It's Tomas. He had just been upstairs checking on her.
Hence all the
I
details.
was rewiring the camera.
Comes back in with 4 glasses of cocoa, completely naked.
2 of them are for
retreats.
me.
Then he goes back to his closet.
And then you hear as the monitor turns back on.
And I was gonna say it's one of
And a
those
bag of
closets.
chips starts rustling.
It's one of those closets that have like the little like blinds, the little blind slit, and then it just goes opens.
And then quietly from somewhere within the walls you hear continue.
As you were.